Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Turnbuckle Talk with me, Steven Spice. On today's episode, I am expecting a lot of laughs because I'm sitting down with our local comedian that sometimes likes to enter the ring, usually to be beaten by Hornswoggle. But I have to admit, he really is a funny guy. This man loves to make coffee in his underwear, and when he does, also, he loves to wear an old lady on his knee. Please welcome to the show the winner of the 2014 Canadian Screen Award of the Fourth Flat Lot, the former Destiny World Wrestling Champion, the former ICW Super
Indie. There you go.
IWC Super Indie Champion, the former IWC Heavyweight Champion, the current ESW Tag Team Champion with Gregory Iron, the current champion of the Greektown Cup. He is the host of Wednesday's morning wake up on WWE's The Bump. He is the man that likes to make coffee in his underwear. He is our local comedian because we all know he can't wrestle. RJ City!
Why do you have to say local comedian? You say local as if it's a dig, as if I, haven't been on Peacock and the WWE Network and BBC and YTV and Nickelodeon and I won Fast Money on Celebrity Family Feud, okay? And that wasn't here. That wasn't down the street, pal.
We've both been on the bump, and we all know that mine was a better appearance.
I was recurring. You didn't have your own. You didn't have Spice's Corner.
The 100th episode of the bump. Mine's is more memorable.
Everybody's been on the bump. It's not a big deal.
No, the 100th episode.
And okay, fine, whatever. I was on episode 82.
Not
Big
100,
one.
Not 100.
No, it's not 100. 82 is a good number, though.
3 numbers, not 2.
82 is divisible by a lot.
Nope.
And my other issue with your introduction, and I have more than one, is that you said I'm expecting a lot of laughs, as if that's all I'm good for. Is this I'm some sort of monkey you brought out here to dance for you and entertain you? What if I want to provoke some thoughts and have a hearty discussion, a good-natured debate, and I want to make people go instead of ha-ha, Steven? You ever think about that?
Everyone's gonna say ha-ha.
Yeah, obviously. And also...
Okay, everyone's gonna say ha-ha if you don't put a towel over your face.
Yeah, okay. Really nice. Really clever. My other issue is, you read the introduction. It didn't feel genuine. It didn't feel like you were excited to see me. The eyes were down. I didn't know how you felt. How many episodes of this have you done now? Is this episode 100?
No, maybe 20th episode.
Okay, you have a ways to go, but I think you're really getting your feet underneath you, and it's time that you start coming off the page.
Are underneath me.
All right, you're taking everything literal. Can we start off with this? Do you have a list of questions, or do you just want to wing it? Because we can wing it.
Hi, RJ, and welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm great, Steven. How are you?
Good. You will wing it. I will wing it.
Okay. All right. Can I here's another grievance I have with you, is that a number of years ago, I don't know if you remember this, you got me a pair of socks. Do you remember this? Christmas socks, which was great. I was very touched. And then I feel like the next time I saw you, I felt like you won me over just to then stomp on me, to get me vulnerable and then to stomp on me. Because the next time I saw you was the Hornswoggle fiasco.
Killed you.
Yeah, and you had a shirt. Didn't you have a shirt?
Yes.
That said Swoggle is gonna...
Swoggle.
Yeah, that's not a shirt you should wear out in public, my friend.
I'll wear it again.
It's not something you should be seen wandering around the mall in. And then, at Destiny, I come out and I see you, and we have a little back and forth, and then you keep, poking me, prodding me with your words. And then I saw you do this mocking ring introduction of me last summer, 2 summers ago. So,
We all know you're a local you don't know how to wrestle.
Why do you keep saying local?
Because you are a local comedian.
What is a local? I'm not a next door neighbor. I've been around, my friend. You keep saying local, and it's
Earth. You're part of Earth.
Sure. So global. I can be a global comedian.
Fine.
Gee, I'm in syndication in over 100 countries. Meet me halfway, will ya? Regional comedian, is that better? And then, you know what? I'm not even finished. And then you roped me, not for nothing. I started appearing on the bump, and then you started appearing on the. I feel like you kind of like rode my coattails. You're like, oh, let me sneak my way in. You're probably like, hey, everybody, hey, Matt Camp, hey, Kayla, I know RJ.
Didn't even know about your show, to be honest.
Oh yes, you had no idea. You don't watch anything wrestling related, I'm sure. And then, my other issue is, after all that, I'm hurt, I'm upset, I'm frustrated. You kind of roped me into this interview. And I feel like...
You had a choice to say yes. And of course you said yes to this beautiful face.
Sure, but I can't say no.
Exactly.
Then you'll go to the press. Then you'll go to Matt Camp and you'll come on the bump and they'll be like, I can't believe RJ City said no to you. What a horrible person.
How will fire him?
No, Matt Camp deserves all the money and work in the world. He's fantastic. That's something we can agree on, right? That you and I like Matt Camp.
Yes.
How do you feel about Kayla?
Kayla's nice. I like her. She's a super in all. She's super nice.
Yes, I feel like she could enunciate better though. Sometimes she glosses over the words, and I don't know what she says. I have to go back and rewind the tape. But anyway, I also feel like, who have you met? You met Roman?
Yep, I've met many superstars.
Triple H?
Yep.
Yeah, Cody?
Yep.
Tony?
Yep. No.
Tony Khan? Yeah.
I have a dad, and I met Tony Khan.
Yes. So I feel like, what do you need me for? Why are you working backwards is my question.
Because you're RJ. You're a local comedian.
I guess I am. But I'm saying after you meet Roman, I'd say I don't need to meet another wrestler.
He's our local comedian.
All right. Let's stop winging it. Let's get onto your list of questions, your list of prepared questions.
Before we get started, I want to take a moment to say thank you so much for coming on my show today. It means the world to me.
I'm sure it means the local to you.
On my show, and to be able to call you my friend.
If that's what the script says, I cannot dispute it.
I have memory problems.
Well, I'm here to remind you that unfortunately for you, I am your friend.
Now that we have gotten to know you a little better, let's take a city limit switch over to some wrestling questions.
Yeah, sure. I'm familiar with the sport.
Why did you become a wrestler?
A shallow need for attention. I think would probably be it.
Who were your wrestling heroes growing up?
I very much enjoyed Roddy Piper. I enjoyed Andre the Giant because a lot of people don't know this about him. He was big. And I enjoyed Bobby Heenan. I thought he was very fun and funny. So those are maybe my top three. Are you looking to see if you have any of these?
Two Bobby Heenan figures. I have one with a weasel suit.
Oh, wow. Just pull out any action figure. I'll pretend I'm a fan of them. Don't worry about it. Anyone. Or don't touch them. They're so nicely set up. It's going to give me anxiety. Don't worry about it. I see that they're there. Don't knock them over. Don't do that, please.
How does your comedy background help you with your character in the ring, and on the other hand, how does your wrestling career make you better at comedy?
Well, I feel like The good thing about wrestling is that it's all one take, and unfortunately, there isn't a rehearsal, and there should be. So when you do stuff like, TV or comedy shows or whatever, you get good at figuring stuff out in the first take. It makes you a very efficient person, a little more prepared and able to think on your feet. Having said that, wrestling, comedy on the other hand, helps you maybe read the crowd a little better. And it's weird to go out there and not be able to, hit people or get thrown around or make a big baboom noise. So you have to rely on your words. And perhaps that's what makes me a more intellectual wrestler. Something to think. And now you're just banging your chest and you're mocking me. You're mocking me again, as I've said before. Continue.
I have a few wrestling figures around me.
Yes.
You know, maybe one or two, but I don't have an RJ City figure. If you could create a figure of yourself, what gear would you have on your figure?
Well, maybe it's the gear that I'm working on right now, and I won't say what it is, but it's the one that I think this is going to be nice. I will say, if anyone does want to make a figure of me, I think it should be the one with the pull string in the back that talks. I don't think that's really been done recently. So I would like an RJ City pull string talking action figure. And then you pull it and I go, this is really a whole thing. Stuff like that.
Or push.
Or a push. I mean, I like the string in the back. I think it's fun. But a push or a pull, I'm fine with either as long as it talks.
You should do a push because children, younger than me, obviously, and my brother, are going to be too addicted to those and pull it out.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. All right. Okay. It'll be a push to talk. Very well. Thank you for that note.
Being a comedian gives you the chance.
Sorry. Wait. Being a local comedian.
It's okay. It's okay.
Thank you.
Good dog.
Thank you.
Being a comedian gives you the chance to have a lot of fun with your storylines. As a wrestler, like, for instance, when you were wrestling Hornswoggle and at Chinlock Wrestling, and you both heard me screaming, "Swoggle's gonna kill you!" So you both played along. What is your favorite part about Heckle when you are in the ring, and how does that help the matches?
Sometimes it's nice where there's like one heckle and then we go along with it and make a thing out of it, like you said. Or if they yell something at me and I yell something back that's better, and then I win that little battle. But sometimes when someone heckles and then they say something to you, you say something back, and you've won, sometimes they don't realize that you've won and they keep heckling, and then you don't know what to do. So I would like to institute the ability to eject people, to kick them out of the show. You get like one heckle in a match of mine. If I say something back, haha, that's it, and then shh. You've had your moment in the sun, and the sun has now gone down. And if you speak again, you will be ushered away in the middle of the night. That's what I would like to institute.
Except for me.
Except for you, yeah. I mean, you're not really a normal fan. You're more of an institution. You're more of like an arbiter. You kind of sit there and you judge it now, almost like a theater critic. You're like, we sit there like this, very, Continue. Next question.
In your opinion, what has been the worst and best storyline in wrestling?
In wrestling? Oh my. The best the best storyline, I like that one where there was two Undertakers, and the Undertaker went away, and then there was this other Undertaker, but nobody was sure about him. They're like, this Undertaker, he doesn't seem right. Like, he looks kind of like the Undertaker, but doesn't really look like the Undertaker. So then they got Leslie Nielsen. to look and search for the real Undertaker, and it was sponsored by Domino's Pizza. So the Undertaker ended up delivering him Domino's Pizza and didn't even realize it. And then, of course, the real Undertaker came back. So it was a big urn and it was a big spotlight. And he came back and he said, "I'm the real Undertaker." And then everyone could clearly see the difference. And then he beat the fake Undertaker. And then he was still the real one. And then I guess the fake one just left. And the worst one, the worst one would be this one time I wrestled Hornswoggle. And somebody yelled out, "It's going to kill you." And I haven't been able to shake it. Sometimes I wake up screaming.
That's bad.
You know, because I think he's going to kill me.
Now, I have a pop-up question for my figure. Question.
Yes.
What company would you like to make your figure? Like is it from AEW? Is it from WWE, like Mattel or Jazzwares or?
There is a company called Mego Corporation, Mego, and they make really, not that one. I don't want a swoggle, thank you. Mego makes really, really, really old TV show toys, like Cheers or George Wendt, or they'll make Mary Tyler Moore, and that's who I think that's where I really belong.
What is your favorite part about stepping into the ring besides hearing me in the crowd?
The best part about stepping in is getting to bounce around a little. When I get in there and I go bounce, like that, and you can bounce off the ropes, it's very bouncy. A lot of bouncing, a little bit of a bounce house. And then the match starts, and I want it to be over as quickly as possible.
Just at the end of the show, I get in the ring and just play around.
Yeah, and you bounce around.
Yep. I bounce on the ropes.
It's a bouncy place.
Who has been your toughest opponent, and who is one opponent that you haven't faced but you would like to? And when you have your toughest opponent, don't say Hornswoggle. That doesn't count.
Mm-hmm. I felt Daniel Garcia was very tough. I found him to be a very tough opponent. He pulled my hair, pulled my ponytail, wasn't crazy about it. Who have I not? There's been a lot of people that I have not faced. I have not faced a Matt Cardona. I think that might be a fun time. It might be a hoot. It might be a pip. It may even be a gas.
Just slap me in the face.
Sure.
What would you say is your most memorable moment in your wrestling career so far?
Probably when I hit David with Knee Arthur. I think that was fun. I hit him so hard with it that even I felt bad. I went like, ugh. Even my knee was like, ugh, the hell was that? And that's the moment I knew I had my own back. And no one was going to push me around. And it was in front of his wife and his daughter. So it was really poetic in that sense.
I remember you giving someone a black eye.
Yeah, that was him. And he almost missed out on a movie he was supposed to do right after because his face was like this. So I enjoyed, bothering him in such a way that the Duplass brothers were almost affected.
Damn.
Yeah, damn indeed.
Since I can't swear, he got fudged up.
Yeah, he got what's a better swear word? That's what you say for F? You just say fudge?
On the TV show.
On the TV show, yeah, of course. But what do you say for like SH? Because I feel like SH looks more like fudge to me.
Schnecky.
Schnecky? Okay. Wow. All right. I'm gonna write that down.
Inquiring minds want to know what is with the old lady on your knee.
That's B. Arthur. Where have you been?
But why?
Well, I came up with that move, and it was really good, and I went, oh, I did a good move. That's strange. And I said, what should I name this? And somebody commented, knee Arthur. And I thought, well, that's clever. So I did, and then we expanded upon it. And it's one thing to just call something something. You know what bothers me? Is that if you had Santino on the show, you wouldn't be like, why a cobra? Or if you had Mick Foley on the show, you wouldn't be like, why Sacco? Or if you had the Rock on, you would say, oh, you're taking off your elbow pad for? That's weird. You know, I feel like you're putting me in the hot seat, and you see them, and you don't talk schnecky to them. You only seem to talk schnecky to me, and I am fudged up about it.
Who, me?
Yeah, you, King Schnecky over here. Yeah, you think your Schnecky doesn't stink.
You are a part of one of the hearts of Ontario indie wrestling because you wrestled at Greektown Wrestling, one of the best promotions on earth.
Yes.
How hard was it for everyone when the Detroit eatery burned down, and how did you guys help rebuild the spirits?
Well, so yes, the show Greektown was often sponsored by Detroit Eatery, and we would go there and eat because it wasn't Greektown, and they served Greek food, so that was apropos. And they loved the wrestling so much that my Greektown cup, which I had won, was in the eatery. It was in the diner. They would leave it there until the show, which is good because I don't want to come home with a cup. It's very bulky. I can't strap it to the front seat, buckle it in. And then when it burned down, my Greektown cup burned down too in the building. And basically a part of me had turned to Shen in many ways. And I don't know if we helped. Well, we did a show. We did some sort of fundraiser show to help rebuild. And I still don't have a cup, though.
Maybe you have to win it again.
Yeah, maybe I'll just have to win it again. Isn't that always the way?
What did it mean to you to be the winner of the Greektown Wrestling Cup?
I mean, it meant that I won the Greektown Wrestling Cup.
What did it mean?
It meant that I won, that I was the winner of the cup. That's what it meant.
What did you feel?
I feel like I won the Greektown Cup.
Ay. Ma, he's not understanding this.
I think it's pretty straightforward. I think the answer really is embedded in the question.
Who would your dream Greektown opponent be, and what kind of match would you want to have? I know. You want to have a Channing Decker in a hardcore death match.
Yeah. It's top of my list.
Just ask him.
I would say, let's say Matt Cardona, Alex Shelley, Dalton Castle has been at the top of my list for a very long time. I would also like to team with David against FTR. I think that would be a match where David would get his ass kicked, and I wouldn't really.
I don't think David's coming back to you.
No, I don't think so either. That's why I took Dream Match. I thought we were having fun here. I thought I could exercise my imagination, but you're Mr. Literal all of a sudden. You're Tim Russert. You got to get the facts straight.
What match type would it be?
A tag team match. You see, a tag team match is when there's two people on either team, and they, like this, they slap each other's hands.
Steel cage?
No, not in a steel cage.
What's
up with these steel cages, by the way? You've been at a Greektown show. It takes like 45 minutes to put up a cage. What is this? Why would you want to have this match if it takes that long to even set it up? It's exhausting.
Okay, but barbed wire?
No. How about a match in a ring?
Okay. How about a first blood match?
No.
How about a no DQ?
No. I don't even want to hear it.
Match, a steel cage / barbed wire match.
How about a match in a ring? Ooh, with 3 ropes. Wow, ooh, and it's very bouncy.
Boring.
See, this is the entitled attitude I'm talking about. You on the forefront of the the wrestling
Channing
critic
would be
media.
disappointed. Channing would be disappointed.
Yeah, I'm pointing right at you.
You didn't raise you like this.
Mm-hmm. Sorry for not bleeding, Steven.
What is your favorite wrestling promotion to wrestle at and why?
Well, I love the AWA. I love getting in the Showboat Pavilion all the time. Vern has been very, very good to me. And I learned so much from the Bockwinkel's and the Ray Stevens and the Crusher Blackwells, who's been quite a mentor to me. So anytime I can get out to the old barn in Minnesota and roll around with them, it's something that I always want to do, and it feels like it's home to me.
Who has your biggest feud been with, and who would you like to start a feud with?
Well, I think the Hornswoggle ship has sailed. My biggest feud, I guess, was with David. I mean, it's still ongoing in the sense that I still have animosity towards him. People I haven't feuded with, Matt Cardona might be fun. Who else? Colt Cabana, I wrestled a number of occasions. That was a long one. And I don't know who else is around. Nobody really wrestles anymore. I don't know.
Okay, Matt Cardona, he's calling you out.
Yeah, and the winner gets a push to talk action figure. See, now we're getting somewhere.
Speaking of action figure, do you collect action figures?
Yes, I do.
And what's your favorite one?
Hang tight. I'm gonna get some. Stay there. Keep everyone entertained.
This is why I love RJ.
All right, are we ready?
Yep.
All right, here's some things I have. First one, a Lone Ranger Christmas ornament. Let's see if it makes the noise. Let's see if it does it.
A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver. The Lone Ranger. Hi-Yo Silver!
Not bad, right? Pretty good. Pretty good. Then, a man I'm sure you're a big fan of, WCW's Sergeant Craig Pittman. Look at him. We're ready to do push-ups or wrestle. And you know he was in the Marines because his shirt says Marines. You know, that's very clear. This, obviously, a B. Arthur Funko Pop. Naturally. You know. This was given to me by Matt Cardona. It's still in the box. Steve Austin, Live Wire. Comes with a chair and a hat. I don't really remember him wearing a hat. There's that one. I have, another WCW, Alex Wright. Like to dance around, have a good time.
And maybe these figures?
He could do a little 90s, maybe 96. And they could maybe do it.
Every single one of them, I don't even know who that is.
Well, this is a hot new one just off the shelves. This is an Ed Grimley action figure. Huh? Look at that. This isn't terrifying at all. And look at how big his head is here. So I would like an action figure that looks like this, and then you push it, and then I say something. So those are just near me. Those are the action figures I have. Go ahead, continue.
You often host your own talk show,
Yes.
Are a comedian, and a detail about Kevin Owens asked me this question.
Yes.
Okay, hold on, RJ.
Okay, all right, I'm here. Getting to know you, getting to know all about. No, it's okay. You.
Wrestling, which is your favorite job? No, here. You often host your own talk show.
Yes.
Are a comedian and a wrestler which is your favorite job to do of these three? You forgot the acting.
Of
Three and why?
the one that is paying me the most at the time. You know what I'm saying? Oh, is that me? Oh, never mind. No,
Big
that's
Show.
not me at all. That's the Big Show, but that was before he was the Big Show. And
Yep.
he also has that same. That's from the same action. Look at, they only had one pose. This is all they could do was this thing. Look, isn't that ridiculous? No, my favorite job, and there's Gene. That's my pose. Going,
Me and
what
Gene
is this
also-
life? He's like, limp-wristed Gene.
And George the Animal Steel.
That's a fine one. They made two Georges. One where you could really, they drew the hair on him. That one you can just feel it.
That one is a hard one, and I have a whole shuffle of them.
Yes, well, that I know. I can certainly see you have a lot of them. My favorite job is the one that is paying me the most at the time. And should another one come along that would pay me more money, then that one would be my favorite. It's all the same, you know? It really, really is.
How dare you call acting, comedian, and wrestling the same?
It's the same routine. It's all the work. See?
How dare you? During COVID, you started working with the WWE on things like Wednesday morning wake up,
Yes.
on the bump, and other shows. What was your reaction when you spoke to the WWE about taking on this role, and how much did it mean to you to start working with the WWE?
Well, I kept repeating to them, like, are you sure? Do you want to do, like, you're aware of who I am and what I do? Like, the stuff I do is okay? Like, that's what you want me to do? I was very taken aback that they would even ask me for so long. I mean, I know people there, but I didn't think I was quite their flavor. And it turned out, at least, in a certain sense I was. It did mean a lot to me. Because, in the middle of everything, when everything was canceled, I said, I'm just going to put my head down and just make videos, and whatever happens, happens. And then that happened. And it was fantastic. And I'm proud of it. I'm proud that I did most of it myself. Nobody scripted me. And that they were incredibly supportive and welcoming. And Matt Camp is great. Ryan Popola is fantastic. Kayla could enunciate better, but the team as a whole was wonderful, and everyone was incredibly sweet.
What about Evan?
Oh yes, and Evan, who's doing his podcast now. My apologies, and often had very good shirts.
Okay, we are both WWE The Bump alumni, even though my episode was watched more. Minor detail.
Sure. Well, I did more than one episode too, so if you add them up, I have you beat. But let's not get into semantics,
But Kevin Owen asked me this question, so I am going to ask you now. Which WWE The Bump host do you want to replace?
Oh, do I want to replace? Well, Ryan kind of just gets to scroll social media, which is something I could certainly do. Maybe I would replace Kayla. She does that stuff at the beginnings, like, hey, we're going to have fun. Oh, who's this over here? Oh, look, it's Jinder Mahal. Hey, Jinder. And then she'll make some horrible pun, and everyone will look at her and shrug, and then she'll push open that big door. It takes her forever. I say you keep the door open so you can walk inside. You get rid of these puns, Maybe start off with something thought-provoking. So I would replace her. Also, what bothers me is that when I went there to film WrestleMania After Dark, I said, is there going to be a makeup person? Am I going to have to do my own? They said, no, we don't have a makeup person. You're going to have to do your own. So I did my own, and then Kayla goes to do the bump, and they got this whole team coming in to do hair and makeup, all of this. I say, kick her out and give the hair and makeup people to me.
I mean, you do got better hair.
Yeah, and I have a better jawline too, but let's not get into semantics. Let's not be petty and argue.
Where would you like to be in 5 years in your career?
Oh my God. Doing the same stuff, only having more people watch and making more money. That's really it. Like
You
I
really
would
came in
like,
this for the money.
yeah. Well, that's why I'm here with you now, you know?
And me.
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't it be nice if you were doing this and then people gave you a bunch of money when you were done?
Mm.
It would be a lot better. I mean, this is great, don't get me wrong. But
You
they
get a
give you
shirt.
some more money at the end, it would be, if you were sponsored by something, it would be fantastic.
You get a shirt.
I get a shirt, that's true, and I will resell it for a decent price.
Sure, how about that?
Yeah.
No one's gonna buy it because they know it's yours. Guys, don't
Right.
buy the shirt from RJ.
Yes.
Just say
thank
be
you.
yourself for Turnbuckle Talk.
Yes.
What advice do you have for your young wrestlers starting out in their careers?
Look at other careers. There's a whole job market out there for you. Ask yourself, what am I getting out of wrestling? Why would I choose to do this? And is there perhaps a better vocation that could give it to me in a more satisfying and fruitful way? I would ask them to look themselves in the mirror every morning and say, what the hell am I doing? That's my best advice.
And lastly, what advice do you have for little old me for my future in the wrestling community business?
Well, in the wrestling community business, I would say lower your voice. It commands more. I'd say, "Hi, I'm Steven Spice." Give me "Hi, I'm Steven Spice" as low as you can go. That's a voice I respect. There's I'm listening to this guy. Let's put this kid onto. Keep that. Yes, and maybe take your hair, and I like what you've done with the blonde, and maybe comb it over like that. Just sweep it over. Sweep it over a little more. Yeah. Can you push it over like a nice comb over? There you go. And now that you've got the comb over, repeat your phrase. There we go. And maybe ditch the t-shirt. I'm thinking a dress shirt and a vest, little corduroy.
Not a chance.
No cufflinks, anything.
Nope, not a chance. I'm
Okay.
not getting rid of this t-shirt.
All right. Well, then maybe put a sweater vest over it. Something to think about.
Nope.
All right. Well, I admire you sticking to your guns.
I'm being myself. I'm sticking to my favorite promotion.
Yes.
One of my favorites. I have a lot.
Yes.
Well, guys, that's all the time we have for today.
Lower voice.
No, I want to say a huge thank you to RJ City for taking the time to sit down and talk with me. Do you have any final words for my viewers?
Nothing.
If you want to see more interviews like this, city limits on that like button, and a Greektown smash on that subscribe button with all notifications on. Make sure to follow RJ City on all of his social media. Watch him on the WWE as well until next time. Until next time, guys, always remember to be yourself. Never give up and always be yourself. Bye, guys!
I guess. Hello, this is RJ City. I don't know why you would take my advice, but I did win fast money on Celebrity Family Feud. I am here to tell you that Steven's wrestling journey on YouTube is something that you must subscribe to and turn on the notifications, hit the bell, hit the like button, and comment about how wonderful it is. Because in many ways, it is.